Now, if the love of your life was offered their dream job overseas, would you follow? Our next guest packed it all in to be with her Greek-Australian boyfriend over there in Athens.
And what was meant to be the experience of a lifetime turned into a catastrophe. Lana Penrose joins us now to tell us about her experience. Good morning, Lana.
Good morning.
So, let's go back to the first instance. Was it really hard to sort of pack up your life and move overseas?
Actually, to begin with, no, it wasn't so difficult because I was working at MTV at the time, and I was kind of dreaming of having a little break from that. So when the opportunity arose, I was quite happy to throw it all in, and I kind of was expecting that we'd be having some sort of extended holiday over there. I wasn't legally permitted to work, so I just looked at it as a holiday, you know. But with the gift of hindsight, I probably should have put a bit more thought into it.
It sounds so idyllic for many of us, doesn't it? Do you remember the first crack? Do you remember when it first started to break? Something just went, oh, this ain't no holiday.
Yeah, probably when I arrived.
Oh, as soon as
Good to get that over and done early, yeah.
As soon as I got there, I lost my suitcase, and just from the minute we touched down, it was you know, I hit a problem, hit a snag.
So you should have just packed it all up there and then just come straight home on the next flight. How hard was it being away from home, no support network around you? Is that what was so hard?
Oh, wow, it was incredibly difficult. I think that we tend to take for granted all the people that are around us in our lives, friends and family, even the infrastructure that we have here in Australia. And when that's not a part of your life anymore, it's almost like you feel like you're not plugged into life anymore. So it was very, very difficult.
Apart from losing your luggage, what was the most difficult thing about this whole thing?
The culture shock, I think, and the loneliness. They were both very difficult things for me. That led to depression. I mean, one thing led to another. There was difficulty after difficulty, and it ended up impacting our relationship, which was probably the toughest thing of all.
OK, well, let's get to the nitty-gritty, because that's why your relationship is why you moved over there. That wasn't enough to sustain you through all that. Why did the relationship start to unravel, do you think? Because you're in this idyllic, beautiful location.
I know.
Beautiful buildings, the ocean, it all sounds really romantic. Why
it was. I mean, we were before one of the most beautiful backdrops that you could hope for. It was just a matter of my partner, Dion, he was Greek-Australian, and the longer that we stayed there, the more integrated he became into the culture. Whereas for me, not having any Greek ancestry, it was a little more difficult for me to be so accepting, and so there was a bit of resistance on my part versus his integration, so that's where the problems arose. He wanted to stay, whereas I was quite keen to get back home. So
those things then become resentment, and that builds and...
Yeah, pretty much.
You're not together anymore, are you? Or you are?
Well, that will be giving the ending of my book away. Oh. I think that...
Sorry.
I think you'll have to read the book to get the answer to that question.
So you've written a book about this. So you see your own experience as a cautionary tale. Is that why?
Yes.
Is that why you've decided to come out and talk about it?
Absolutely. When I left so naive, and when I was living in Greece, all the travel tales I was reading were all, you know, very positive, happy stories.
Like Under the Tuscan Sun, that beautiful movie. We all want to go and do Under the Tuscan Sun.
And I realised that that's not always the case for everyone, so I just wanted to put it out there because I felt like I was a little bit crazy and thinking I can't be the only one that experiences this, and I know that I'm not. Sometimes moving overseas can be pretty tough, you know.
One of our producers has just hopped on a plane as of Friday to fly to Mongolia. Probably too late to give her your book, do you think?
Yeah.
OK, well...
She'll have a book of her own. All right, well, thank you for not giving the end of the book away. I'm sorry to ask a hard question of you without notice. Good to see you, and I hope everything works out for you. The book looks really interesting, and if you'd like to read Lana Penrose's book, it's called To Hellas?
To Hellas and Back.
Hellas and Back, and it is out right now. A pretty picture on the... Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Are they really your legs there? They're not. Are they your legs?
I want to say they are, but they're not.
They're good legs, regardless.
Thank you.
Still to come, the fashion parade, well worth watching. Some of the AFL's hottest stars are going to